I always forget to turn on my damn mic. All right, I am Gray, the community manager for the Impact Gaming community. I'm going to edit out everything before this because it looks stupid. And I'm here to do the July giveaway, our monthly giveaway here at the Impact Gaming community. And I'll quickly go over the rules. So everybody who has signed up for the giveaway this month gets one ticket. And if you also donated through either giving us a Twitch Prime sub, which is worth 3 tickets, a Discord Nitro Boost, which is worth 3 tickets, or a Patreon support pledge, which is worth a ticket for every dollar, up to a maximum of $10, you get an additional ticket for that. So I have gone through all of our donations for just July, and I have given everybody an amount of tickets equal to what their donation was. So some people, they give us donations through Patreon and another source, and maybe they also Nitro Boost us, so they have the potential to get, a decent amount of tickets. If you pledge $10 at Patreon, you do a Nitro Boost, and you also Prime sub us. That's 16 tickets in addition to the one you get for signing up. So you can get 17 tickets, since that's 17 chances to get your name drawn. So everybody's names have been put in here a number of times, equal to the amount of tickets that they actually have for this month. And we will be hitting this pick a random name button, and whoever it is gets to win the $20 cash prize this month for Impact Gaming. So here we go. Drum roll. I do not have a soundboard to do a drum roll. I probably should. Picking a random name. And the winner is Dequig. So Dequig, 19, you have won the July IGC giveaway. I will be finding you to, get your information and figure out how we're going to send you this $20. It could be a $20 cash value. It could be a Steam card. It could be an Amazon gift card. It could be $20 in PayPal. If you do choose, anytime the winner chooses to select a actual physical prize, you have to remember to include shipping and handling, taxes, and everything else, any other fees that are related, in order to get the item to you from wherever you buy it from. Congratulations, DQuig19, and we will be back very shortly. And I'll be streaming Final Fantasy XI tonight, which I usually do on Thursdays. I know it's been a little while, but I'll talk a little bit more about that as the stream night goes on. So again, congrats to Dequig, and we will see you very, very soon. All right, folks, I'm just getting the game up and running. Just give me another minute or two. Having a little bit of an FPS problem, which I need to look into really quick. Seems like the game is running at a very, very low FPS, and that's not usual for me. I should be running it around 60, and it is not running anywhere near 60. So let's see what's going on with that. There we go. Yep, now it's running at higher than that. That's really, really weird that it was running at 30 and it was locked into 30 and it was really bugging the crap out of me. Let's make sure that this crab is healthy. We want to make sure our crabs are healthy. Alrighty. I might have to lower my speakers just a tad bit here. Alright. And as always, I've got to adjust my windows. So I transfer all my stuff over from a laptop, which has obviously a much lower resolution than what I use here on my computer. Alright, so prior to logging out, I was camping Sittapati, and then I had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of, so turns out it's been about 30 minutes or so since that, and his window is going to open right back up here. So I might as well just hang out here and do what I got to do. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so here we are. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've been here, and there's a very good reason for that. I know I was religiously streaming on Thursdays for a few months. You know, as I was leveling Beastmaster up, I always had some really great content to show you guys. At least I think it was pretty good content, and I think a lot of people really did enjoy it since I had a lot of viewers. But I've been away for some personal reasons. A few weeks ago I had something going on and I just wasn't able to make it, and last week on Wednesday my wife went into the hospital with some medical complications due to diabetes and gallbladder, so we had to take care of that. But she came home on Sunday and she's doing great. She's back to knitting and playing her Harry Potter game and Pokemon Go, and she's feeling really healthy and taking her insulin and all that stuff now, and things look really, really great. I thank the people who are aware of that for, you know, giving the support and all that stuff. So, hey, how's it going, Spy? Thanks for the follow. So what's an Ottawa chasm? Well, money is an Ottawa chasm would be the answer, picking if you're listening. And I'll let him know on Link Show Chat. I don't typically filter out my Link Show Chat. We don't really talk about anything too, you know, crazy or racy on here, so it doesn't really bother me. One thing I probably should do is I should add our logo to the stream somewhere. So I am going to do that momentarily while we wait for another 2 hours or so for Sittapati to spawn. If you are first time checking in on the stream, I am a career Beastmaster more or less. I enjoy tank jobs the most, but this time around on Eden I decided to do Beastmaster first for a couple of different reasons, but primarily it just gives me the ability to kind of solo most of whatever I want. So that's been, you know, that's been helpful, obviously. I don't need a lot of help to take out any of the NMs that I typically hunt, and hunting NMs is my primary source of cash here on Eden. I sell lots and lots of stuff, so I'm gonna add a new source here. Add source, and I'm gonna go find the image on my computer that I just got off my website. Alright, guild logos, static impact, static impact. Alright, well there we go. There's our guild logo right there. for everyone to see. The Impact Gaming community has been around for 9 years, going on 10 pretty soon, and we play a variety of games, that's for sure. And Static Impact is our Final Fantasy 11 group that I lead. And right now we have open recruitment. We are actually looking for mages. Primarily, we're looking for white mages, red mages, and black mages, 2 to 3 of each. And if we could pick up another 1 or 2 tanks, that'd be awesome. And then we can start really doing Sky in sort of a more classical way. We can certainly low-man some stuff now. And we're going to be a relatively small group. We're not really looking to bring in more than, I'd say, 24 to 30 is kind of our target. But, you know, we'll take some alternates and things like that. We know that people have lives, and not everyone's going to be able to make every single night and stuff like that. So if you are looking for an endgame shell, looking to get on the ground floor, that is going to use a point system at some point, please do not hesitate to check us out on the forums. We have a full mission statement in the LS recruitment forum on Eden11.com. But you can also feel free to send myself a tell, or Buddha, Buddha, or Kezia, Kezia, and we will talk to you about opportunities right here in the link shell. You know, we're not one of those big established endgame link shells. We're looking to really get started in endgame. Many of us have years and years of experience in 11 doing the endgame activities. You know, Sky, Dynamis, everything that this server currently offers and will offer are all things that we have done multiple times and for years. I was an Aegis Paladin on Titan. So Dynamis, something I did for a long, long time. My link shell made somewhere between, I want to say 8, 10 relics, something like that, prior to 2009. And yeah, not a stranger to any of this stuff. So if you're worried about the experience factor, we've got that covered. We're really just not looking to join a established, you know, gigantic endgame link shell. We're really looking to do stuff with a smaller, skilled crew. And for those who are just starting out, if you're not super skilled in the game, or you're looking to sort of learn things, we will work with you as well. We don't mind having, you know, new players come in too. We will be more than willing to teach you the ropes and everything. That's definitely not a problem. All right, so it's now 10 o'clock at night, or 8 o'clock at night, and we will be fighting these courses. And the reason we do that, the courses have a lottery spawn of City Potty every 3 to 6 nights approximately. This is the 3rd night that I have been out here since 6 o'clock. So either its window is just open, and that's assuming it was just killed prior to that. But there's a good chance that it's been open for a little while, and you know, no one has really come on by. Cittipati never spawns when the nighttime turns either. It was always a lottery spawn in my observation from the courses. So you got to kill at least 1 round of courses. He's not going to spawn until about, you know, 2250, 2300, depending on how fast you can kill the course. If you get them right as they spawn before Ice Spikes is on, you can kill them pretty quick, because Courier Carry is not getting bogged down with Paralyzed procs. And just a regular Courier Carry Jug can take out a course pretty easily. I do have 1 Beast Affinity merit, so all of my Courier Carries will spawn at level 75, and that's super helpful. Just plain and simple. It's just super helpful. Alright, so we're just going to take him out 1, 2, 3. And Cittipati has, from what I've observed, he has 4 spawn points. He might have a 5th spawn point. I've killed him 6 times now, maybe 7. And I've gotten 2 harpies to drop, or harps, however you want to pronounce that particular dagger. And I sell them for about 1.4 million, so it's not a bad deal for 20 minutes of work. Alright, so the first course was down at 2657. The way outdoor mobs work here on Eden is they pop in 5 minutes and 48 seconds from the time of death in the log. So you're going to add 6 minutes and then subtract 12 seconds. So 32:45 is going to be course number 1. All right. I think somebody, I really do want to camp Unger, but somebody on the Discord was alluding to on the Eden Discord was saying that they were going to camp Unger tonight, or they were asking for information on it. I think the area is Gustav, and I want to say it's probably Volbo. Yeah. So there's no one in Gustav Tunnel, so I mean, chances are they're not camping it, which would be nice. Casting quick. I love it when they cast really long cast time spells, because you have like all the time in the world to interrupt it and or just kill the course. I mean, it's pretty insane. They cast freeze, they cast quake. I think they cast one other one. That actually might be it. Yeah, because they have earth and ice spells, which is a kind of a normal loadout, I guess, for undead. Alright, so 28:47, so we're looking at 34:35 if we do the math right, and that's course number 2. And with Siddhapati, once you have a 75 courier carry, you don't actually need to use familiar to kill him either. He kills him in one jug, because Siddhapati spawns between levels 67 and 70. So if you get him on the lower end, he's a breeze. He won't if you tag him right away, he won't cast ice spikes immediately either, which is really nice. Just making sure I put D on this guy. It looks like our courier carry is asleep, and that last sick charge may have gotten eaten. Alright. Just trying to set up some stuff to do for tonight. I don't have an established to-do list, so we will just kind of do things off the cuff tonight. For those who haven't watched the stream, I used to keep like a to-do list up on the stream. I'll show you what it looked like. It looked like this, and I would just kind of put stuff on the list there to do, but I don't have anything in particular that I want to do this evening, so we will camp Siddhapati for now, and then I think we're gonna go and help a member do an AF thing, and maybe we will try to pop Unger. I don't know that I can do it on Beast. Alright, so we're going to have 37:10, it looks like, on course number 3. Alright, so I like to mark them in my party chat. 32:45 is the next one. I already have a sneak up, that's great. Let's rest for a second. I haven't added my clock yet, so now I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it sort of over here so I can see what time it is all the time. It's kind of tiny, but having that on-screen clock is better. Otherwise, you have to sort of spam an ability to get the timestamp to show, and it's really stupid. I used to do that a lot. I used to sit and go like this and look at the timestamp. But now I added the clock plugin, and I didn't even realize there was a clock plugin, so I felt rather silly. Alright, 32:45 means that a course is going to spawn in 5 seconds or so, and it should be the one over there, but if City Potty spawns, he can spawn anywhere. Now, if we get on top of the spawns like this, we can get actually 2 rounds of kills in. So that's going to be our goal. You never want to be at the course when Courier Carry sort of engages it initially, because of that. Sleepka. Sleepka 2 sucks. Now, Courier Carry resists a lot of sleep. He also gets hit every time, so the course will eventually wake him up. It's not like a huge thing. But if you get slept, it's super sucky. Because then the battle just takes forever. Especially when he doesn't cast Aeroga 3 or Stonega 3, you know. Oh, I think they cast Tornado also, actually. But they don't cast it as much as Quake or the Ice one, whatever the Ice one is. I think Freeze. They don't cast those as much as the other one. Alright, the next spawn is going to be at 34:35, right? Yes, so we got 45, about 30 seconds left before that one spawns. I'm going to give this guy a reward. Using reward here is not like a huge, not like a big concern. I got silence there, that's fine. You can just use a silent oil. I don't mind that. Okay, good job, Courier Carry. So the next course is going to spawn in 5 seconds. And Siddipati does have a lot of spawn points, like I said. So he can spawn in any of the course locations. He can also spawn over to the south. And those are the 4 spawn points that I've seen. He may have another one. Ah, yes, I am still silenced, so that's okay. I can't catch Dia right now. And I'm okay with that. So let's get the TOD off of this course here. So this course died at 34:25, so we're looking at 40:13, number 1 again. Carry's curse effect wears off, that's great. So now when I reward him, he's going to get the full effect. So when you've got a good reward set that enhances the reward effect, that's I don't know. I have every piece but the Bison War Bonnet basically, or the Chimera War Bonnet, and basically I can do about 1,280 rewards on HP Cure. So that's about Courier Carry around 57 to 58% from what I've seen. That'll take him right to 100 exactly. If you get him a little lower, it'll be 98, 99. Alright, the next spawn is at 37:10, so we've got 60 seconds after this course. Now that's only relevant if you have a camper against you, which I don't have one, so do not have competition. And there's some 75s in the zone, but they may be doing E&M or going to the E&M place, I don't know. I know somebody seemed to be power leveling the pet people when I was here, on my way in through here, not too long ago. Alright, there's that. Alright, so 35:46, so we're talking about 41:34, and that's course number 2. And we'll see these all spawn one more time. Probably not this third one here. Yeah, but I'll kill him anyway. Because why not? Because I can. Gotta kill that last one without Dia. It takes a little bit longer. Poison goes fine. To leave on Courier Carry, unfortunately, Reward's going to remove it because of the beast effect from the body. But it's not. He resisted a lot anyway, so many times I've hoped that poison would stick on him just to undo the sleeps. You know, to resist the sleeps or whatever, but never ends up happening that way, honestly. I mean, it's very rare that it happens exactly the way that I plan it to. But that's kind of like how Final Fantasy goes, right? So he's got poison on him now, I think. Yeah, he does. So it's working out now because he just resisted sleep. So that's cool. And his regen effect just wore off. And I'll mark the TOD for this one, but I don't think we're gonna see it spawn. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I kill him really fast, and I actually get to see all three of them 3 times. But more often than not, I don't. So 4013 is gonna be the next spawn here. My silent oil will last through that, thankfully. Actually, this time I cast Sneak, so. $40.13, yeah. So 30 more seconds, and we'll see what the respawn looks like. This round we will not kill. We'll just let them respawn because we want to make sure we claim Siddhapati as soon as possible and start working them down. We also don't want him to spawn on top of a course we are fighting, because he will, according to Ibar, he links. But I've actually had that happen to me, and I've never seen him actually link the course. But I pulled the course away just in case, so yeah, it's hard to say that that's exactly how it goes. That's a course there, so we're going to leave that course up. $41.34. I'm just going to let Courier Carry sit over there in stay mode. Tag Leaping Lizzie 3 times today, maybe twice, I forget. It was a bunch. Did not get a drop, unfortunately. I was just talking about that last night, actually. In my first 10 kills of Leaping Lizzie, I got 4 pairs of boots. I've killed it now probably, I'm not even exaggerating, it's been 20 times, because I was going through some screenshots, and I was like, yeah, it's been like 15 since that. I think I killed him 3 times today. And I haven't seen a pair of boots drop since, so stingy little lizard guy. Alright, we've got 10 seconds before we see another course spawn, and it should be this course that will spawn here, but Siddhapati can spawn literally anywhere. He doesn't always spawn exactly where the placeholder spawns, so these did not spawn. This course did not spawn, so I don't know what's going on. Did I do the TOD wrong? It's possible. That has happened before. 41.34. Yes, I did do it wrong. It's 42.34. So we got another minute before we see it. Sometimes I do that. I add 5 instead of 6. So 10 seconds. I almost aggroed that course too because Sneak ran out. That could have been real bad. So this course should be spawning now. There he is. And the very last one, 44.35. it's going to be tight if he does spawn. And the problem with Siddipati spawning off the third one is that in the event that I do, see, because now I have, what is it, 90 seconds from now, I think it will still be under 4 on the clock, 4 a.m., but you got to tag them immediately, which means you got to find them immediately. So that could be a challenge. $44.35. All right, so 40 seconds. It's going to be really, really close if he spawns off of this course. And I've never seen it that, like, I spawned him and then he despawned because I didn't get to him. But I imagine that that is a possibility. And I don't know that he just respawns the following night, like, automatically either. So 35. Let's see. That's going to be in 15 seconds. And it should be this course, but you know what? It may not be that course that he spawns off of. I don't know. Okay, so it's just a course. Yeah, see how close that is? Because now they're going to despawn. There they go. Alright. No Siddipati tonight. We are going to... The one where boot is on. He might not be. Alright. We are going to warp back once we have our cudgel up. We've got 5 charges left. It's not bad. So we're going to switch to Ninja because we are going to go down to Gustav Tunnel and try to spawn, what's his face? Unger. I'm going to just double check that I have silent oils. I have 3 silent oils. I am going to pick up a few more silent oils before I head down there, just because I know there's a lot of bones and stuff, and I like to make sure I have about 6 silent oils before I go anywhere that I know when I'm not gonna be on Beastmaster. Never know when you're gonna get in that situation where you're kind of stuck in a corner, and the only way to get out of it is to throw up a silent oil. So I have been working on my evasion set as well. So I'll be popping that on once I get down there. Alright, let's buy some medicine. Well, let's check on weapons first. I like to sort of poke, see if there's any Mamoshitos +1 for sale. There is a Mamoshito +1 for sale, and I hope it's 150k. Because I will freaking buy it for 150k. And I got it. Sweet. And that's why I always do that. So now what I need to do is just really quickly update my Ashita profile for Ninja Evasion, because I have 2 Mamoshitos +1 now, which is awesome. That's awesome. Whoever put that up for sale, let's see. Mamoshitas +1 are an amazing weapon. Boneyard. Yeah, that's great. So I got a pair of them now. Fudos have really skyrocketed in price. But anyway, I am here to... I am not here for any of that. I'm here to buy silent oils. Now, you know, one thing about money is it's always worth holding on to it. So, alright, so we're going to have a bard, and it looks like 2 summoners to help me out with Unger, so that'll be great. We should not have a problem. I'm assuming he brought Enryu. He did. Hey, Kanye, what's going on, buddy? Buddy? That was lucky to grab those, grab that Mamoshito +1. Not a lot of people make them. Well, you know, that's not even a good assessment because tons of people have been making Mamoshitos. There's over 100 of them on the auction house. The fact that they still only sell for 150 is probably criminal, but I'm not going to suggest that they should go up in price by any means. Although now that I've bought my 2 for 150k, the people who are selling Mamoshitos, I believe it's Alchemy, have at it. You should be selling those things for 350k, 300k. They will sell. At the very least, if you want to price competitively to the Fudo, which is a D39, 3% crit rate, which is going to be the best katana until people can get Incendiuins more consistently out of the ODS or whatever ENM. I would say Mamoshito, Mamoshitos are good at D38, man. With 227, 330, one less damage, and it has a stun effect. Obviously, they're better for solo, which is what I wanted it for. Now I've got 2 of them, and I can actually get rid of this Mamoshito NQ. It's 5 extra delay and all that stuff. So, anyhow, I have not bought in my evasion torque yet, but here's my evasion set for shits and giggles. I'm working on getting the Unger Boomerang. That's why we're going out here tonight. I have gold earrings +1. I'm getting the evasion torque at some point. I've got an airpin. I do not have an optical hat. Scorpion harness. Dance shoes, 6 evasion. These give 10 at night. Scouter's rope and a bat keep. So yeah, you know, I have to get a better neck piece, and also I have to find someone to make me a Resetsu Teko. That thing is like 10 or 11 evasion. I gotta get one of those. What's going on, Kanya? Long time no see, dude. You really should play this game so that you can be my pocket thief, because I kill so many NMs right now. But I don't have anybody to poke Treasure Hunter 2, and I would totally give you like a 10% cut of everything you simply came out and poked for me. That sucks, man. It's that season, though, man. You know, weather starts changing shit, and kids get sick, you know? I'm lucky I'm not having kids, buddy. Ain't doing that. It's not a thing. But Link Show's going pretty well, man. We could definitely use another thief, for sure. I mean, we'll probably be doing Sky, and as soon as we get the people that we need, we'll be doing Sky. We need 2 white mages, 2 black mages, 2 red mages. We've got plenty of bards. We've got tons of summoners. We don't have really like a career thief. We have an Kin's alt thief on Bushiden, so we need somebody to be a thief. And every now and then I go and camp Thief's Knife just to sort of get one, you know. If I happen to get one, I'll probably just hold on to it. you know, and let the link shell borrow it, because what the hell good it's going to do for me until I level thief, which seems unlikely. Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Playing a, you know, pick up and put down game is a hell of a lot easier than playing an MMO when you got kids. I don't know that I brought enough ninja tools, to be honest with you. I feel like I got Dusatsus. Yeah, I probably want Sarai Rands at the very least. The link shell needs mages, man. That's what we need. We need mages. You know, obviously in a perfect world, everybody who plays a DPS has a mage job. Because then, you know, there's so many events where DPS aren't really needed. In the same way that mages could be really useful, and you know, summoner is obviously a good mix of both. I think Sarah Lynn said she was going to play white mage next, but she's a bit time limited because she has a kid and all that stuff. And Rev has been sort of thinking about switching to different jobs as well. I like Puppet Master a lot, though. I think it's, even in the state of it being sort of incomplete as it is right now, it's pretty good. I honestly, we need all of them, so it's hard to say which one we need more. You know, Red Mage fills a niche for healer and refresher, so I guess Red Mage is kind of a priority, but I don't want to say that because White Mage is so good. And you just need Black Mages to do shit. You know, you need sleepers to do BCNMs and, you know, a couple other things. So you just need you just kind of need we need all those jobs. If we had 6 more players, we'd be doing Sky starting next week. We would just do the event poll, and we would just get up there and start doing stuff. Okay. Oh, I see. Well, it's all needed. It's all needed, and you know, I get the sense that there probably are. Um, we probably are gonna have some dual boxers. I know that. Like Kin's gonna dual box Thief or Treasure Hunter, and you know, there's a good chance that Zisa's gonna dual box his 2 summoners, or Bard and Summoner. So that's super helpful to have a dual boxer. Certainly, I'm unlikely to do that at any point in time. It's just really not my thing. But I respect the people who do want a dual box. I think, you know. Yeah, it's like part of the culture almost of Final Fantasy now, to just be like, oh, you know, we dual box. So I totally get it. But yeah, not my thing. This is really the first time I think I've actually asked for help from anyone in the LS, because I'm usually helping them or just kind of off soloing and doing my thing while, you know, looking for people to recruit. So yeah, it feels good to have people that are willing to help you out and come out to these godforsaken places to help you do weird shit. I do hope that my evasion set is good enough. I don't think I've capped any of my combat skills. My evasion's not even capped on ninja, because I think I dinged in like a 79 No, I dinged on like a 54 sync party. And my parrying and evasion is mostly from Beastmaster stuff. And Beastmaster caps right at 225, I believe. So I know my parrying and evasion is capped on Beastmaster. My katana's capped though, which is nice. And at any point in time, I could just go /beast and go and, you know, do whatever the hell I needed to do to actually get this stuff capped if I really wanted to, but that's such low priority in general. Alright, so we've got sneak and invis up, and they're saying that there's a placeholder at E9 or G6. So G6 and E9. Okay, well, I got stuck there. So people on Discord were saying run back and forth. Alright, man. Take it easy. There's a new bootloader you got to download. It's on the forums. Alrighty. This back of these areas is always so damn scary. There's like just super high level mobs here. Over 75. Like as a Beastmaster, I never came down here to do anything. Not this far back. I think I've done Baronial Bat for Bushy's Thief. That's about it. Let me go and take care of something. I'll be back in just a sec, guys. Okay, so our goal is to pop Unger. So that is what we're going to try to do. I feel like this is such a dangerous place to be. We're surrounded by Doom Guards. We got to keep this thing like probably against the wall, like facing the wall when it here, and everyone else behind it. Because this is not, this is close quarter stuff. These Doom Guards and Warlocks come in pretty far. So our goal is going to be to pop Unger. That's what we're going to do here. That's going to be our to-do list, our one item right now. For those wondering, I am vaping something called Hawaiian Pog from Naked. E-Juices is very good. It's like a Hawaiian Punch, basically, in your mouth. It's amazing. And I tend to do like 3 milligram Nick on most of this stuff, but occasionally I'll do a 6. Even more occasionally I'll do a 0 just for the flavor of it and to kind of wean down a bit. Fucking Typhoon Wyverns, man. These guys are big. Blind this guy, we're gonna slow this guy, do lots of cool shit. Just trying to get him a little farther back. Okay, well, you're dispelling winded, which is really the last thing we wanted to happen, but hey, that's life, right? It's Final Fantasy life. There's a stun. Suck that, bitch. This will be a lot of this stuff. Switch this to XP mode because I need buffer. I took quite a beating the other day. So this one's going to spawn, let's see, 16 plus 8. It's not really. I remember having an Unger Boomerang, like, back in the day. And I stopped playing in 2009. I'm pretty sure I had it before then. Yeah, but these old dungeons have the old respawn, unless it's special for whatever reason. We'll keep an eye on it, I guess. Have you actually camped this thing, Phalaris, on Eden? Oh, sweet. Okay, so it spawns every 5 minutes then. Okay, yeah, I was saying earlier that someone on the Discord was talking about Unger, and we had planned to kind of come out and do this one. Let's see. Doesn't have like some crazy long respawn time, does it? Minimum respawn 2 hours. Okay. Well, we can check DSP, I suppose. Yeah, I figured it was you if you got it recently. Let's see. Gustav Tunnel. Did you kill both placeholders on both sides? I can just use your damn name. All the Wyverns are potential placeholders. That wouldn't surprise me, actually. Let's see. So, Unger is a minimum 2 hours respawn, according to DSP. And if you go into the ID Lua, there are 5 Wyverns that are the placeholder. Yeah, so it says 5 of them are placeholders in here. What's going on, guys? Oh, a 40-second invis, huh? Okay. So we gotta kill... Okay, so we gotta kill all 5 of them. All right, cool. Thanks for the info, man. That's really awesome. I appreciate the info share. That's gonna help us out a lot. Because if we were gonna sit here and kill one placeholder on either side, we were just gonna screw our chances of seeing this thing tonight. that 8 MP. I need that from Ninja Dark. I'm an Elvon man. Need that 8 MP. I really do need to buy... why is this here? Oh, because I don't have my evasion torque yet, so it's just putting in the last thing I wore in that slot, I guess. I need to get my evasion torque. We're hoping to do some jungle boogeymans the other night, but we had some problems with the server. BCNM server going down and whatnot. Alright. Alright, blinded. Let's get you paralyzed. And get you slowed. Hopefully that sticks. Yeah. That stuff's stuck. Sweet. Garuda can tank, I have no problem with that. Nice! Stun Fang Rush. That's good news. That's cool, man. I assume you have a nice endgame LS already? Because we are looking for people. Mostly mages, but I will not turn away a tank ever. That's for sure. Right now I'm the only tank. Did that miss? Yeah, it did. That's cool, man. Well, if you're interested, offers on the table. We're looking for white mages, red mages, black mages, and tanks, primarily. And then we'll fill in DPS later. I think these are like 5-6K a stack, maybe more? 9K, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll do, yeah, we're going to do, definitely do marches here, because Mambo's, whatever, they don't need that much evasion if these avatars are going to end up tanking anyway, but I'll just pop Enfeebles on these guys. I think I brought enough Jisatsus. I usually don't use them that often, and I got plenty of Kagis, so we're good. I just needed some Sarairans, really. This evasion set's pretty good already, even without the evasion torque. Pretty happy already. This is what I'm rolling with. Gold earrings, scorpion harness, back cape, dance shoes, ninja hakama. I need to get an evasion torque and Rasetsu Teko. I need to find someone to make that. I forget what it is. It's probably clothcraft. It might be gold. I know those people though. Can always bag real nicely. Fang Rush sucks, so I'm glad that didn't go off. So we're going to move to the other side. Now he always spawns here, I believe, regardless of where you actually kill the placeholder. So in theory, you probably want to start in this north room and then actually do the southwest one, because while you're killing, you might actually see him respawn. I mean, if you're being real anal about, you know, crunching time or being efficient about how you move through them. Alright, there's lots of Doom stuff around here. I don't like that very much. Let's see. Still out of my way, huh? Yeah, keep those stuns going, Mamashitos. I like that. So realistically, I'm missing out on quite a bit of evasion and doing alright against these guys. I mean, I'm not even writing a timer, it's just all knee at this point. Cool. So it looks like we already spawned it, which is great. Missed. stun didn't last very long. Oh my god, Waraji, it is a stream. It's the stream of life. Maybe I should just buy that damn evasion torque. I feel like it's going just fine without all this other crap that I use. Let's see if everybody's here yet. All right. Okay. Let's see who else is in the zone. Nobody but us. Okay. We've got a good amount of time to do whatever we need to do and rest up. Nah, never mind. All right, well, we popped Unger. We're going to pull him once we get full MP. Get the evasion set back on here. Wow. Okay. He's got a decent amount of evasion. Yeah. Take a screenshot for the cool kids. Stunned them. Did he actually get paralyzed? He did not. So I'm going to try to get that on. Oh, resisted Jubaku again. There it goes. Just want to keep Knee on cooldown just to make sure that if he uses Dispelling Wind, that I've got it to cast. Pretty easy though. When you've got a bunch of pet jobs, it's very simple. Fortunately, Beastmaster does not do well here. Thank you. Trying to see when his blindness or anything wears off, but I haven't seen it yet. The proc rate on these Mamashitas is pretty good too. It's like 10%. Nice power proc there for me. That's good. His elegies down. Gonna have to get his skill up. Paralysis effect wears off, so once I recast knee, I'll be up. He's gonna hit me there. Yeah. That was a little too slow. Stick it? Nope. That's fine. Elegy's down too, so the elegy being down is a little rough right now. Let's get our food back up. Okay, so we got a miss there. That's good. Yeah, he resists. He was going to resist that Jibaku a lot because of his element type, probably. So, I'm expecting that to happen. Got the Jibaku back on. Happy about that. Got him paralyzed already. Paralyzed again. Now this time it was just elegy on, I think. Did I miss the blind falling off? Maybe I didn't see it. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see a slow or his blind wear off, so this battle's been a little tougher than it needed to be for a while. I figured it just had to have been already, though. Super concerned he's gonna Fang Rush me with like one shadow, but I had a fresh set there. Alrighty. And that should automatically equip on a Sheeta. So there it is. Alright. 8 more evasion, 8 MP, 8 HP. Alright. He pops pretty quick. I mean, Fowler said he spawned him 3 hours ago, and we got him to spawn off of, well, we killed the plate. We killed two wyverns. And he spawned off, well, 3, because we killed the first one twice. So, yeah, he spawned pretty quick. Thank you. So just 2 more pieces for this evasion set, and then it's done. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with it, but there may be some things that are worth fighting with it. I mean, I mostly wanted this stuff for solo, but I solo so much on Beastmaster that I thought, you know, evasion set for ninja is kind of secondary. I mean, if I'm gonna go and kill Aquarius or some low level, you know, NM for Gil, chances are I'm gonna be on Beastmaster because it's safer, and I can slash. I mean, I can sub thief on either one. It's my regular ninja TP set, although I don't wear my dust gloves when I'm not engaged. So, I need a Byakko Sedate and a Swift Belt, and I need to get Sakurium Axis in order to do that. It has not been enough of a priority in my life to do that yet. So everybody watching, you all play on Eden? Yeah, all the quiet people? I'm assuming you all play on Eden. I don't know. Let me take a look at my phone here, because I have a to-do list of stuff, and I wonder if I can just kind of add something to my to-do right now. Let's see. Unger Boomerang is now checked off the list. That is not a thing that I need anymore. I are stuck. Probably pay attention to where I'm running. Okie dokie. wonder if I just, well, Siddipati is not ready to go. Oh yeah, look at all those knots of fish broths. Forgot what I was paying for them. I think it was 30K? Let me see. It's not in here anymore. I think it was 40K. I'm pretty sure it was 40K to send the man 40K. I don't think I'll put all those in my inventory right now, though. It's a bit much. All right. So this Unger Boomerang has to go, yes, in my first box here. I'll go toss some shit up on the auction house. Oh, no, that's not it. Fortunately, Northern Sandoria does not have an auction house. I kind of wish it did. So normally on the streams for Thursdays, I go till about 11. Sometimes a little after. It just really depends. So yeah, I might be here for a little while tonight. Let's see if we can get rid of this Mamoshito in record time. I've been selling lots of Iolites lately. Helping people get their Gobby bag. I don't even have that Gobby bag, I don't think. Should probably be saving an Iolite for myself, but I get so many of them it hardly matters. When I finally do decide to do that Gobby bag, I'm sure that I will just go and get one. Yeah, I'm on Gobby bag 5. If I wasn't so cheap, I would just do it already, but I'm kind of cheap. It's true. Alright. I should probably buy another warp cudgel, but I won't do that now. Alrighty. Okay. I don't tend to put my weapons into my Ashita cast stuff because when you switch sub jobs and whatnot, it confuses Ashita, and if you sub level, you know, you drop your level and level sync or whatever, it causes some major problems. When you equip other weapons, it tries to keep equipping the other weapon that's higher level, and it keeps zeroing out your TP, so I decided to stop doing that, except for that one ninja evasion set, since Mamoshito +1s are always going to be what you end up using. Actually, let's go to Dem first. And so typically, I'm going to give away some of the farm here, but typically when I'm on Beastmaster, I will spend the day rotating around certain NMs. Some of them I'll be able to fight /white mage. Some of them I'll be able to do /thief. For the most part, it just depends on sort of the convenience factor of getting to a place. My philosophy is that getting a kill without Treasure Hunter and getting there fast is just overall better than, you know, busting your ass trying to go there /thief for, Treasure Hunter 1. So right now I'm going to check on Steel Fleece, which is just kind of part of my rotation. He's pretty low level. He's not really a big deal. It's almost not a waste. It's kind of a waste of a jug pet when you consider what Courier Carry could kill for me. But he's up a lot, and people leave him up. So he always spawns in the same spot as well. Some people might not know that, but he'll always spawn down on the hill, right around. Basically where this dot is, this other dot down here is. I can't even find the enemy that's there. Yeah, this wasp here, he spawns right around this wasp pretty much all the time. But he's not up now, and I guess I could go and kill his placeholder in case I come back a little later. So from what I've observed, the placeholder for Steel Fleece or the Rampaging Ram is always the ram that is lowest on the list, and he spawns basically right here by these trees in the middle of your screen. There's another one that spawns southwest of him. That one's just a regular ram. He doesn't mean anything. I don't know why I'm disconnecting. What's disconnecting there? It's really strange. So yeah, this Tremor Ram, he's the only placeholder from what I've seen. And I've killed Steel Fleece Balderich over 30 times at this point. So you'll just have to take my word on that one. Yeah, occasionally when I'm in this area, I will I'll go and try to pop Stray Mary and stuff like that. She actually works just like she does on retail. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens here on DSP where NMs are not like they are in retail in terms of their pop conditions. Like Unger, for example, is certainly not like the way he is. And neither is this guy. And from what I've seen, even if this Tremor Ram spawns as a Rampaging Ram, if you kill the Rampaging Ram, Steel Fleece can pop off the Rampaging Ram. So I don't know. They must have independent timers. DSP seems to suggest that there is one won't spawn without the other, which is good. They won't conflict. Both won't be active on the map at the same time. But that their respawn timers are sort of independent. They're not shared in any way. So now we'll go to Hollow and we'll check on Blood Tier real quick. And I did get my Viking Shield off of Blood Tier. Despite the fact that I've killed Blood Tier far less than I have killed Steel Fleece. Some other places I like to frequent are usually Ottawa Chasm in the evening and Ostroja. So before I go to Ostroja, I always check to see if there's campers out there. Malphus has camped Meidegi and Kudomi a few times. I don't know who these people are, and I don't know who these people are. But there are some pretty regular people that will spawn out there, will camp out there. The other good area where I like to go a lot is Mizro Coast, and it's usually empty, but if you go out there and you get lucky with fog weather, you might get Ogden. And Bravo Subligars are, well, I sold a bunch for 500k, but honestly it's more like 400k really, and I think someone's got one in a bazaar right now for 400k, 450k. So that would be like a price that I would probably try to target if I'm going to go get one. So neither of these guys are up, which is fine by me. So that's the battering ram. Blood Tier will always pop off the eastmost battering ram. I think that's just like retail. And he'll spawn like more like over here, despite the battering ram spawning one coordinate space to the west. So if you need to know NM pop conditions, you can ask me, because I know a lot of them. I've seen and been to most of them. There's a place I added into my rotation not too long ago as well. No one ever camps it. It's in Romayev. There's never anybody there, but it's Nightmare Vase, and that one's a quick camp. Because everything is the 5 minute 48-second respawn timers. It can be a little tricky to do that one as slash thief, but I typically go out there sub thief to kill the Nightmare Vase because I can, and I'll run out there and I'll show you guys how I do that camp in case you ever want to go and camp a Nightmare Vase to get a Shinogi. And the Shinogi is really good, and I'll tell you why Shinogi's good. So there is, on the server, you're going to find a lot of people are going to level sync to 53, 54, and they're going to level sync to 61, 62, something like that, because they want to be targeting colibris. People always want to fight colibris, all right? Let me just make sure I'm going the right way, because I got a little lost. Yeah. So you have basically one choice of katana when you do that. It's the Yoto. Okay, so if you buy a Yoto +1, you're looking at around, I think they're about 20k or so. And this is 26 damage, which is good for the level range. The NQ is obviously 25. And 227 delay for the +1, 232 for the NQ. So the HQ is certainly worth it, and it has a great additional effect of weakens defense. However, there is a better katana that you can use for those level 53 sinks and at 54 sinks, and it's the Shinogi. The Shinogi is 2 more damage, D26 or 28, same delay, 227, but it has Dex +3. And the reason I think it's better, not only does it have the 2 additional damage, which is obviously great for the main hand, but the +3 Dex is also a modifier in pretty much all your ninja weapon skills that you're going to use at that level range. If you're super hardcore, you're going to want to get to 55 and pair it with this particular weapon, the Hototogisu, which is D24 delay 185. It's a perfect offhand weapon. It gives you accuracy +3, which is great for those colibri parties because you're not going to be popping food as a ninja. And it also has an additional effect of when a song is active, it gives you parrying +5, I believe. Is that what that says? Yeah, parrying +5, and the latent effect is activated by song. So you're always going to have songs. So yeah, whatever, parrying skill isn't a big deal. But the accuracy is nice. The extra delay, the lower delay is nice for the damage. So, and at 55, this is an amazing weapon. Absolutely amazing weapon. It's good all the way until 64 when you can use the Kitsusuki here, which is another NM that you gotta camp in Den of Rancor if you really want to get these great weapons. And this one's really good for those other colibri parties, or if you're doing those Mount Zeom crawlers. So these are kind of like this sister weapons. I think about them. This one has a plantoids, whatever additional effect, doesn't matter. It's D26 185. So it's basically a Shinogi with that's 11 levels higher for the offhand, but has the same damage and lower delay. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If you're really into camping NMs and you want to get some sweet katanas, I recommend doing the Hototogisu NM. He's a pop NM. He's a bit overtuned on this server. You should be able to solo him on Ninja 75 or Beast 75 or Summoner 75, but it's really, really hard. For whatever reason, his level is not what it's supposed to be. It's like 10 levels higher than what it ought to be. So bring a couple friends, I would say, because I definitely had some really bad times getting those tomberry rattles and popping it and dying. That was not a lot of fun. So take it from me, instead of being level 64 to 66 like the other, like the Sozus are, which is what he's supposed to be, he's like level 75 or whatever, and yeah, it's not set up proper. So the Kitsusuki drops off Celestide Tosberry and Den of Rancor. This NM is supposed to have 3 placeholders, but it only has 1. which is a bug, and I've reported that on the GitHub. I hope that somebody eventually gets around to it and fixes that, because they should. Because they really, really should. Alright. So I don't typically do Nightmare Vase in a normal rotation for money. I actually need the Shinogi for myself. So I'm going to run out here and I'm actually going to do this camp. Now, the reason for this particular camp, you got to go out here if you have your 2-hour up, and I'll tell you, the vases themselves are level 68 to 70, I believe, the placeholders. Not a big deal for NQ Courier Carry. She doesn't really care. But when you pop the NM is like 78 to 80, so you need to have Familiar up for that. And there's very few NMs that you actually need to have Familiar up in order to kill. Like, I would say I don't even need it necessarily, but you need your Call Beast timer off cooldown, basically, ready to go, so that you can use 2 courier carries, and you can't fight with the first one, you fight with the second one. It's a pretty standard beast tactic. Same thing for something like Sozu Sarberry, the Hocho NM. If you are doing that one as a Beastmaster, you have 2 choices. You can Familiar it, your courier carry, and just let it kill it. You can go there /thief and just poke it once and sit back and whatever, let it do Midgen, and then fight after that. You'll use probably a couple rewards, because those ninja NMs, they use ranged attack and they have a really high accuracy for whatever reason. I've killed that thing like probably 9-10 times. I've never seen a Hocho, so someone on this server has a ridiculous record of 0 and something, like 0 and 40 or some shit, I think, and it's bad. That drop rate is bad. It's like Thief Knife level drop rate. But the Nightmare Vase will require Familiar if you plan on doing it just as, if you just plan on doing it as with 1 courier carry, but you can do it with 2. It's not really a big deal. Vases are a pain because they got shit like blaze spikes and stuff like that. Which isn't worse, which really is not worse than doing the course mobs, which have ice spikes and stuff like that. They're not that bad at all, so. But you don't fight with the course mobs. You can fight against the pots if you really want to. I tend not to when I come out here /thief, and the last few times I've come out here, I've only come out here /thief. The first kill I got on this thing, I got a Shinogi, and the 3rd kill, I got a Shinogi. I was trying to sell the Shinogi by itself for like 200k, 150k. It really doesn't have a market. But I ended up selling the pair for 175. So I sold my personal Shinogi to Sunmilk so he could buy a pair for me, which is also viable. I mean, you might want to use a Yoto +1 in the offhand. It's a little less damage. But if you're using the Hoto, in the offhand at 55, I guess it's kind of an alternate, if you don't have this. But I'd still use this at 55 either way. So you should be, definitely get a Hototo Gisu if you're a ninja. Definitely get a Kitsutsuki, because you're going to do so many sync parties. You're only going to need to buy 2 katanas. If you get a Shinogi and camp it yourself, that's free. Then you buy a Kabuto Wari, which is this one, 61. When you get to 64, you pair it with this. Until then, you pair it with the Hoto. So you go Yoto and Hoto until you replace the Yoto with the Kabuto, or, the Shinogi with the Kabuto, and then you replace the Kitsu, the Hoto with the Kitsu. So there's a lot of, those 4 katanas are kind of like your mainstream katanas that you want to have for all the level sync parties you're going to do on the server. And believe me, even at 75, you're gonna be sinking down to 53 and 61 a lot. So it's totally worth it to get, the very least, a Hoto, which is a little easier to get if you have a couple friends. than the Kitsutsuki, which is just time consuming. The drop rate on the Kitsutsuki is so bad. I think I was 1 in 12, 13, something like that. It wasn't good and it wasn't fun. Let's put it that way. It was neither of those things. And we'll go this way. Why not? So it's very rare that anyone's in the zone with me when I come to roam my Ev. And just make sure that there's nothing up that that's you know, curious about. Shikigami's certainly not up. But the Nightmare Vase, now there are several magic flagons that spawn in rooms, and you're gonna fight two different ones. And this is pulled directly from DSP files, and I've confirmed that the Nightmare Vase will only pop off these two particular placeholders. And it also, according to the files, the way that they're numbered ID-wise, also will actually spawn two different Nightmare Vases, so they can both be up at the same time. Or not at the same time, but you can spawn one and then the other, basically. Alright, so now, one of the things I'm going to point out is I'm checking all these weapons because some time ago, I ended up killing all these weapons to get them exactly level 62 or under. Now, they range 61 to 65. At level 63, they're going to aggro you. Okay? However, if you set up this area to for all of them to be level 62 or below, like I've already done days ago, and really nobody kills them, right? So what I've done is I can run the gauntlet here without having to put up sneak every time. That's why I can come here /thief, okay? So that's a little pro tip from an NM camper to other aspiring NM campers. Now, you're not going to have any fancy tools like Dia or anything like that. But if you want to poke these things to give them Treasure Hunter, you can get a decent amount of magic pot shards. I would say popping this guy on average, I will get about a stack or so. You know, it'll be a whole bunch of them. I think I am going to pop Familiar just for the hell of it, just so that we speed this along a little bit. I don't plan on doing anything else tonight that's going to require it. So we just have to be careful not to hit the leave button by accident. Now, occasionally there's a bomb that will spawn between these two vases, and the vases that are the placeholder is this one. It's the first door, okay, here, and the third door on the left. So you're going to skip past this room, which has a flagon in it, but this flagon is not a placeholder, so you don't have to convert that weapon in there if you don't want to. This one I've also converted. That one got killed, and this one is still 62. So we can run past all of these without worrying about getting aggro. Now I have sneak up, but they're not going to aggro me at level 62. They only aggro 63 or higher. So this is the third room coming up. Right after the divide, the first room there is the magic flagon. That's the placeholder. I'm just going to make sure. Oh, someone actually did kill this weapon at some point, so I got to kill it. And I got to get it to respawn as lower than 663. It's possible someone was actually here trying to get this thing, and they killed the weapon out of instinct. But that's the only one that's out of place. There was one other weapon in a Southside room that was level 63. You saw him there on the checker before the split. So I have to just be mindful of him and not kill him. Well, and kill him if he aggro's me, but try to just leave him alone for the most part. Occasionally there will be a cannonball that spawns in between these two areas, so you have the option of popping a prison powder or just trying to sneak behind him, and that's generally what I do. Courier carry can certainly kill it without an issue, but it just kind of slows things down a little bit. want to back up from these things because they do cast a lot of Goth spells. So we defeated the first one at 0724, which means that 1312 is going to be on the west side. Is going to be the placeholder respawn. He missed. Oh, we hit it. So these things will try to cast Flood a lot. You can generally interrupt them, but sometimes you just get hit with Flood. It's not a big deal. They also cast Aeroga. They cast Tornado. Cast a few things, that's annoying. I tend to carry a billion Zetas with me, as you can see, so I never have to worry about being conservative about my pet use or my jug use. Yeah, you gotta, if you're doing something on Beast or on Solo, you always gotta look at it like, what's the cost that it's gonna be for me to, you know, travel out there outpost wise, ninja tool effect costs, or jug pet costs, or pet food costs. What's all that gonna add up, and is it gonna be worth what I might try to sell the item itself for? So oftentimes that's what I use to kind of gauge if something is worth my time. But occasionally the market just doesn't support, you know, a particular item. You know, like you could get a thief's knife and try to sell a thief's knife for 10 million. I think that someone is trying to sell one for 10 mil right now. But you're going to have it for days, maybe weeks, maybe months, because a lot of thieves look at the acquisition of their thief's knife as kind of a milestone in their career. So they're not inclined to buy it. Now, if someone's making a lot of money and they're in a situation where maybe, you know, thief isn't their main job, but it's important enough to them to have Treasure Hunter 3 with the knife, you know, they will at some point, you know, want to buy a thief's knife. What is the Gil for? What is Gil ever for? You know, just being ready, I guess. You know, if I decide to make a relic one day, I want to make sure that I can say, oh, I've got 20, 30 mil to kind of start invest in this or whatever, and that's that. You know, I think it's just an opportunity to be able to say, you know, to have sort of economic freedom in the game to continue to collect gil and always have gil. If you want to jump into a craft or something like that, you can do that. Or, you know, if you just want to HQ all your stuff at some point, you could do that. Really just depends. You know, everyone's got different goals, I guess. You know, my goal is, I mean, I'm not going to say it's to get a relic, but I mean, I had a relic in retail, and I feel like at some point I may want to pursue that again. Depending on where the link shell is, and, you know, in a few months, if we're good enough to be doing Dynamis and we need somebody to sponsor, I want to make sure I've got, you know, 15, 20 mil ready to go to say, okay, I can sponsor Dynamis for, you know, a while, and do that. If people want to split and not have a sponsor, then that's cool too. I mean, I've always kind of seen that as a waste. Like, and I'll tell you why I feel that way. I got in on the ground floor of Dynamis, you know, back in the day on retail, like I'm sure a lot of players here did. And Dynamis was, you know, we tried to literally make these 64-man link shells. We looked at it like, well, if you can take 64 people, you probably should try to take 64 people. And that was the early days of Final Fantasy. You know, how many people can we pack into an alliance, into an event to get them through the doors to do stuff? But as we know, it wasn't very often that you actually needed that maximum amount of players to do really anything. So we would do 64-man Dynamis, we would do 50-man Dynamis early on. And, you know, everything was split cost, and so you could free lot bills and coins and, you know, shells, and to me that was just a waste, because a lot of times those people, you know, a lot of people had this idea that they're going to collect Ordell bronze pieces, and someday they're going to have enough Ordell bronze pieces simply from freelotting bronze pieces to be able to build a relic, and that is just entirely unrealistic. Anyone who made a relic knows that you have to sponsor and you have to go hardcore if you really plan on making that relic someday. You know, so people would quit, the game. People came and went like any other game, and all that money that got freelotted over the course of a year or two doing large man dynamis just poofed. It didn't exist anymore. So I really find non-sponsorship dynamis kind of a waste. I think that there should just be somebody who has the goal of doing that, and you should give them the opportunity to make that relic if that's what they want to do. You get to go to dynamis and get loot. Loot you want, your AF2, all that stuff, AF version 2s and infinity cores if you want that shit, and all the other crap. But leave all that currency to someone who is going to put it to good use, and trade it up for currency that they need and stuff like that. All right, let's see if this guy converted down. He did, so now this room is considered safe, and we're awesome. That's awesome. And this one's going to spawn at 1633, so we've got about 40 seconds or so before we see this one. And, I didn't level Paladin, so I really don't know, in the event that I decide to go make a relic, what I would do. There's times where I say to myself, this is you playing the game for fun this time around. You're learned, all about the game, you take advantage of the things that you can, strategies and stuff like that, like all this a priori knowledge you have going into it. And that's a huge advantage. And so I say to myself, it'd be really cool to just make a Gutler or something. Screw it, right? Who cares? There's no judgment here. Like, make the weapon that you love to make. But I don't love Beast so much to the point where I would want to sink like 100 mil into a weapon, you know what I mean? Because if you look at what I'm doing right now, I'm not even swinging a weapon. And if I had a Gutler, that wouldn't change my strategy or my approach to some of these mobs. So some weapons are a waste. Just because of the way that jobs are implemented and general strategies that you will use with those jobs on certain NMs or just in general. Like, getting a Claustrum, it's a fucking waste of money, okay? However, we had a summoner make a Claustrum on Titan when I played. I was invited to that particular run because I was requested to tank the relic staff for them. I was very honored. It was a member of an old Link show that I was in. She was very cool. The chick was very cool. She was a little strange. She had a PhD in something. And we made a Claustrum for her. Well, she sponsored a Claustrum. I just was invited to guest tank the relic staff for the fragment because we were old friends. And I said, cool, yeah, sure. I'll blow my my Dynamis entry for you, one of my Dynamis entries for you this week, and that's cool. I like that. But never in a million years would I have made a Claustrum playing the actual retail game. I made an Aegis because it benefited the Link Shell, and it just made the most sense because I love Paladin. I would consider doing like a Kikoku or something like that. I do like Ninja. Ninja's a cool job. The Kikoku is certainly a viable XP weapon. Obviously the best main hand weapon for Ninja. But, just not like that motivated to do that at this point in time. I want to start small and get a new crew of guys, and gals that are, loyal to the cause that we have, and just have fun. I'm not thinking about any super long-term goals right now at all. Let's go check the TOD for this one. So this is 2021, so this one's going to spawn pretty soon. I'm going to take a look over at Ottawa Chasm and see if there's any of the regular people there that hunt stuff. They do not. So you do a lot of standing around and waiting for stuff. It's nice to do a relaxed camp when you know you're gonna get the claim, because really there's nobody else there. But you've got to be aware of the people coming in and out of the zone all the time. Like Romaev is a desolate zone. No one ever comes here. No one's ever gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna go camp that Shinogi katana against Ashton," because I want to. That's a pretty nasty poison. So we'll remove that. So there have been some times where I've come out here and it's taken a long time to spawn this thing, like upwards of 3 hours. It's not something that I think makes for good television. So we're gonna do a few spawns, and then we're gonna leave. I was hoping it would spawn pretty quick, and then I could go somewhere else, but you get to a point where you're kind of invested in a spawn, and you say to yourself, well, if I leave now, I feel like I wasted a lot of time. It's almost like a gambler's fallacy for hunting. If I don't see Leaping Lizzie pop right now, and I've been here for an hour and a half, I feel like I wasted my time, kind of thing. But I think that's not a great way to think about NM hunting. You put your time in, and if it pans out, it pans out, and if it doesn't, kind of doesn't. I mean, thunder weather here. So another thing, if you decide to play Beastmaster at any point in time, which I gotta tell you is a very flexible job, you want to learn to use the stay command to your advantage. So I know we're going to be waiting in like 2 minutes for this thing. So I had Courier Carry stay over there to tick up that 15% HP. And whenever this thing pops over here, I'll use the heal command. It'll summon it to me, and I'll just have it fight whatever pops, whether it's Magic Flagon or the Nightmare Race. It's not being cheap, it's being smart. Certainly I could just wait for it to get down to 68% and say, okay, I'm just gonna, use a reward now for max HP, but reward timer is also a factor on some of these NMs. Some of the throat stab NMs, any of the Tomberries, the reward timer is a very critical thing to keep an eye on, as well as your ready timer. You always want to make sure you have a charge. You never want to blow all your charges until you've seen a weapon skill, and then you want to hang on to one after that. Because throat stab happens, you want to be able to immediately use a big scissors and a reward to not only regain hate on the mob, but also to bring its HP back up, because you don't want it to die to the next hit. Mobs don't, your pet's not going to have shadows and stuff like that, so. But yeah, this Nightmare Vase is only going to spawn in one of these 2 rooms, unfortunately. That's just how it is. Let's make sure it doesn't cast Sleep. Sleep Ga, anyway. Because it does cast Sleep Ga too. Some NMs too, it's worth it to wait to get to 1000 TP before you use the ready command. But most of the time when you kill placeholders, you just kind of spam it to get it all on cooldown. And then you'll have TP for all the other ones, because, I mean, look, it took me, in 30 seconds, you can get 1500 to 2000 TP with a crab. And you got bioed, so he's not going to stay now, which kind of annoys me. Is what it is. Okie dokie. there's that. It's going to be 3044. That's the east side placeholder. And all this Illuminink is going to be thrown to the ground. You will collect quite a bit of it if you do this count. If anyone on the stream wants Illuminink for whatever reason, you let me know. I will send it to you, or trade it to you, or however I can get it to you instead of it hitting the ground. I do not need it. This weapon's 62, right? Yep. Alright, 27:20. So we're looking at just under 2 minutes for this one to spawn. And we've got bio, like I said before, so we're not, you know, even if we tell Courier Carry to stay, she's not gonna, because she's got bio on her. So if we see that wear off, we'll try to stay and get her a few ticks, but let's see. I was going to just check Discord real quick and see what people were talking about while we're killing some time here. All right, 20 seconds. We did it the smart way this time. Made sure we didn't get in the way there. I don't feel bad using a reward here. What's this thing doing? It's casting Tornado or Flood? Flare, okay. Well, don't much care about Flare. And Courier Carry got put to sleep. There she goes. Oh, did need to do that. Alright. Looks like 3426 is the next one. 26 on the west side. So we started out in Ottawa Chasm, camping Sittapati. We didn't see it spawn. I'm sure it's due now. So if the stream is still up in the next evening rotation, I will very likely be going out there just to see if I can get it to spawn. And I'm sure I will, because the spawn for that is actually quite generous. It spawns pretty quick, pretty easily. 30:44 here, so we got about 61 seconds before it spawns. Okay. trying to see what my stream quality is. It looks okay. Downscaling from 1440, so it's down to 720. Not a huge fan of that, but it's a bit less taxing on the computer, I suppose. I should think about adding a second stream to the night, to the week, if I knew, like, oh, there's something really cool that people want me to see me stream or something like that. I would totally do it. You bound my crab! You shithead pot. That double ray is going to give gravity, so you can hang out here, Carry. I don't think it dotted him, or her, or him. You know, it could be either way. We could have a poll about Carry's gender, as that makes a difference in this day and age. This is the east side placeholder. Let's see what we're looking at. 34:26, so 2 minutes until the other one spawns. My experience with this NM is the spawn time is so variable. Now, it's supposed to respawn every 2 hours, and I know I'm the only one killing the damn thing. Most likely, anyway. Spawn time is variable. Drop rate is so-so. I'm like 2 for 7 maybe on this thing. 2 for 6. 2 for 8. Something like that. It's probably 7. My first guess is probably right. Because that's my gut feeling. Oh yeah, water. I should probably drink some of that, huh? I brought my bottle of water to work today, and it just sat on my desk the whole time. It saw like 7 patients. I'm still catching up from being out for basically all of last week. I mean, I went to work on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I was in the hospital with the wife, and then Saturday, Sunday we had off, and then she came home on Sunday. Monday we took off just to kind of recover and stuff like that, and I feel like I had a lot of catching up I had to do, and I'm still, like, today was Thursday, and I've been back at work now 3 days, and I'm still catching up on all kinds of work. Tomorrow is another packed day on my schedule, but it feels good to be at work. After being out of work for so long. So 34:26. So we're almost there. The dog has come to visit me. Hey dog, what's going on, dog? She's a good dog, for the most part. There it is. Nightmare of Ace. And he popped in a great place because he's all the way over there. We don't have to worry about getting in the way. So I'm going to poke it for Treasure Hunter. And for the most part, with this NM, you can fight it a couple of different ways. You just want to make sure you have a running out, more or less. And the thing hits freaking hard because it spawns 76 to 78, so it's over the level for courier carry. So this flood, if it goes off, is going to trigger a reward for me. But floods are fine. Flood's perfectly fine. You know, my out's probably going to be running back here towards the wall, so I'm going to do that. Tornado's fine. Keep doing those big spells that take forever to cast. It's cool with me. I actually have I have a macro set for B/Thief. I don't use it as often as I should. So 2 ancient magic spells in a short time. It's not something I normally see. Flood. Oh boy. He is trying to kill my courier carry. I'm gonna need to get medieval on this thing's ass. Because reward's down for 30 more seconds. Okay, well it resisted that one a bit, so that's good. I'm glad I decided to help this one because sometimes I don't help courier carry, and courier carry just fine. I mean, blaze spikes, that's annoying. If I see an ancient magic spell go up, I'll probably use another. Oh yeah, no, that too. That will trigger a reward for sure. Also me running the hell out. Alright, moment of truth. Shinogi, baby. Look at that. Alright, so that was worth our time, right? We actually got the damn katana. Which is cool. So if you guys want to come out and do this, please feel free. It's if you're 75, this alley is already set up for you to do it. I'm not saying I want competition in the NM hunting world, but you know, I'm not online all the time. You guys can do what the hell you want. So, all right, we are going to get our warp cudgel up. You know, when I was talking about costs earlier, when I was saying, if you do Beastmaster, you got to think about pet food cost, jug cost, outpost cost, any of those related costs. You also think about warp cudgel costs, because if you're buying a warp cudgel for like 40k and it's got 30 charges, you know, each one of those charges is like 1100 gil or 1200 gil or whatever that maths out to be. You're always going to make, you should always make at least 5k when you go somewhere. But in the event you don't, you know, you're losing out. So you gotta do things smart and whatever. So I'm not gonna sell that Shinogi. I'm actually gonna keep it because I sold my personal Shinogi, and I didn't want to, but you know, 175k is 175k. So you know, sometimes you do things that you don't want to do because you have the opportunity to strike a deal with somebody and. You decide, okay, we're going to make this shit happen, so you just do it. So now, I know I'm going to go out to sit a potty. As soon as the time becomes 15 to 1600 on the clock, I'm going to be running out to sit a potty. So whatever I decide to do next is going to involve me subbing White Mage, without a doubt. So I'm going to throw a lot of this stuff into my junk piles. I have junk piles of stuff, and sometimes I get a whole stack of something and I just freaking sell it. So, Tomberry coats. See, I got 12 Tomberry coats. Let's just get rid of this shit. So, when it comes to NMs that you're going to do with sub white mage, so a lot of that's just access. So Ostrosia is a worthwhile spot to go, but it's far. It's going to be a lot of running there and stuff like that. So I'm less inclined to run out to Ostrosia right now. Blueface is a slash thief one, so that's going to take too long. I want to be able to leave from wherever I am pretty much immediately. So Tombury coats. I'm pretty sure I drove the cost of Tombury coats down significantly when I was camping the Kitsutsuki mob. If you guys want a bomb core, I got lots of bomb cores. I will kill Friar Rush for you for 125k. Hell, I'll do it for 100k. Alright. So, since we killed the placeholder for Steel Fleece out in Dem about an hour ago, maybe less, we're going to check Dem. Hey, the dog left. Thought she was my moral support, but I guess not. It's like, Dad, why do you play this game? It's like 20 years old. She doesn't really say that. My wife actually says that, but she says the dog says that. And I tell her, you know what? When you're having fun doing something, you just do. You know? You don't worry about judgment and all that stuff. You just do it because you like doing it. It's not a big deal. Alright. We did not pop him, I don't think. But we gotta run a little farther to white scan. Alright. Nope. He's not spawned yet. That I can see. So we'll run back up here and look at that beautiful moon. In fact, is it waxing? Yeah, it's not full moon yet. But if you're looking for the Rogetzerin mob, he'll be up in a few days. And that mob drops this thing, which is really neat to have for Ninja. Just, you know, in case you end up pulling for a party, you have something built in, and there really isn't any other reason not to have this particular item, because you're not going to use anything else until you get a bomb core at 63. So you may as well come out here in about 2 hours. 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours, and try to get yourself a Rogetzerin. It's 100% drop off the mob. So we're going to kill this Tremoram that's here. Ah, someone is here. But are they killing rams for skins, or... I do not know. I don't care. So that guy will be back up in 10 minutes. Most of the time I'll grab a Chocobo. when I come out to Lethane, because it's a little farther to run than I'd like to check this mob, but it's not worth it. We're not on a time crunch, and we're not going to be spending too much time doing this, I don't think. I got my 50 MP. Switched me back into my other body piece. Sheetacast macros are wonderful. Scripts, rather, a Sheetacast gear swap strip. Scripts are great. My gaudy harness gets applied anytime my MP falls under 50. And then once I hit 50, it takes it off and puts something else back on. Depending on whether I'm in combat, it'll put my hobby back on. And if I'm just running around like this, it'll put my beast jack coat back on. So let's see, did anybody actually kill that placeholder? I know I didn't, which was probably a mistake. I probably should have just killed the battering ram while I was here. But I said, you know what, I'm probably not going to come back here, so let's not disturb the delicate balance, which is a stupid thing to think, but there it is. This is actually the western battering ram, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this one's kind of far. Is there one farther west than this one? I feel like there isn't. So, which means the other battering ram is already down. So I'm almost to this one though. No, this is definitely the eastern one. It is. The other one spawns near like a plateau drop off. Lumbering Lambert's up, that's why. Okay. Well, I'll go kill Lumbering Lambert, why not? Now I think to myself, if I had stayed out here long enough, I might have actually seen Lumbering Lambert last time. That might have been helpful. Oh, those dust gloves, they make you run so freaking slow. There we go. These are not worth a jug pet summon. You would think because he's so huge, he's high level, but he's only 27 or 28. just get enough MP and a little more, because we're going to go back to Dem. And we know that 43 is a TOD. Right? Well, the battering ram does TOD. Let's see. It was 43. I'm almost positive. Yeah, 43.58. These things are just over 10-minute respawn. Now, this is lazy camping. I'm doing this to kill time because I don't want to get too bogged down in something else. Most of the camps that are worthwhile are slash thief camps, so Vacuum Emperor, Leaping Lizzie, Sozu Sarberry, Sozu Rogberry, you know, but again, good luck selling a thief's knife if you get one. It's just very difficult. Like, I think a good market for it would be like 12 million, you know, maybe 12 to 15 on the high end. But you gotta find someone to pay that, and I just don't think that thieves are gonna do that. You know, they ought to want to, just because of the amount of time you're gonna spend camping the stupid thing. You know, it may just be an easy shortcut. Someone got lucky, you know, paid them off, but you've also got to then have raised that amount of money. I mean, that can be a challenge. Okay. Well, we're almost there. We're almost there to that time where it may respawn the RAM. I don't need to really walk down there, honestly. Wide scan it and get myself ready to run back up north in case I gotta kill the battering ram again. These areas need some music real bad, right? That's my opinion. Alright, we've got a little bit of time before it respawns. I think that it's over a 10-minute respawn, just by a bit. It's not under. Alright, so we're now over the 10 minutes by a bit. Because it was 43.58. Yeah. Okie dokie. So we've been going almost 3 hours now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think there's a battering ram up there. Tremor ram. Yep. There he is. Tell you, when I'm on other jobs that doesn't have wide scan, I feel naked. Just not having the ability to kind of see where things are and where things pop is that's difficult for me to grasp at times. I'm so used to having that wide scan feature. It's so indispensable for camping certain NMs too. Like when you think about how wide the spawn area could be for the bottom side Leaping Lizzie, that's tough. And same thing with Valcom Emperor. Like Valcom Emperor spawns far away from his placeholder sometimes, like way to the east of the tree, and that's just like that's not even close. Like, you know, if you're sitting there and you're like, this placeholder should have spawned right here because they always spawn in the same spot. And when it doesn't happen, that's a huge red flag that it is up somewhere and you just haven't seen it. So a lot of times I just end up running like straight east and, you know, hit flee, run straight east and get wide scan up and then, you know, curve towards wherever it is, because in that short amount of time you'll catch it for sure. We've got about 4 game hours to kill here, which is about 10 minutes. We might just wait for this guy to spawn again. Let's see, what was the timer on Lambert? 49. Yeah, let's do it. I got nothing to lose. We can move between these spots pretty easy. Let's get our MP up and then get on a Chocobo and run out there. Get some MP. I want to be able to leave out of here. So 56.30 on the Tremor Ram and 49.25. All right. So 90 seconds or so on a possible Steel Fleece. Yeah, that's good enough. 200 gil, what a deal. That's base price, yo. Alright. 59. Should be up. Something should be up. Battering ram is up. Neck chopper just despawned itself. That's funny. Yeah, the other battering ram is farther west. Spawns way over there. I should be picking it up on wide scan. There it is. Very soon we're going to have to get out of this place. Let's see how Ottawa's doing. One party of pet burners with ace. They probably sink into that paladin. That guy was out at Leaping Lizzie earlier today. Killed that guy twice, maybe 3 times. I don't even know. No drops in a while from him or her or whatever. Wife is cooking something for tomorrow's potluck or whatever. And her job, the kitchen's probably gonna be a mess. Pretty sure I have built-in treasure hunter. For whatever reason, I get a lot of drops. People, and that's why I do what I do, because I feel like I do pretty well at it. So why not continue to camp at M's if I make a decent amount of money doing it? It's really not that much different from craft when you think about it. You know, you spend probably days in equivalent time, you know, crafting stuff up to get to the point where you can make profit on things at, you know, level 100 or whatever, and then all the guild point stuff and yada yada yada. And it's nice to be able to, definitely when you get there, you're at a sort of plateau where you can just buy mats and, you know, sit there and hopefully HQ things and whatever. NM camping is really more about volatile market, you know. If you look at the market and you decide, okay, you know, just so much like a crafter, you decide, okay, this item is up in price because the demand must be a little bit higher now than it was last week or week before, and the supply is not there. You can go and decide that you want to fulfill that demand by increasing some of the supply. But you got to be careful. You know, there's going to be people that are going to be analyzing the market similar to the way that you do, if you do this seriously enough. And they could beat you to the punch on a lot of things. Like, I've been kind of lax about coming out here. This guy is, you know, he may have spawned like 3 minutes ago for all I know. And someone may have gotten him from me. Right about here is usually when you catch Steel Fleece. But not today. Maybe he's on vacation. Maybe that's what's going on here. He always spawns near the bottom here. On the wide scan. He's really easy to see because his name takes up like 3 lines. I'm assuming I got the time right. It's a Tremor Ram. 5630. Oh no. Never mind. He's not even ready to go yet. Well, we'll hang out here because we're going to get MP, and then we're going to bump out of here to Maya. She's down there yelling at the dog. I wonder what the dog's doing. All right, next 30 to 40 seconds, we might see a spawn of steel fleece. If not, we are going to head out to Zemea and run out to Ottawa Chasm. This timing worked out pretty well, actually. My only concern is killing Steel Fleece fast enough to get out to where I actually want to go. Alrighty. Don't see a Steel Fleece, so we're gonna bump out of here. Alrighty. This will be the last camp of the night. It's where we started, and I guess it's only fitting that we end here. There is a 74 summoner in the zone now. 74 summoner could certainly solo Citipati. That's not a problem. But they're sub black mage, so they're doing something else, I would imagine. It's tough to navigate Citipati without sneak. You can certainly do it with Silent Walls. I mean, it's not exactly a tall order, but would be kind of silly to come out here. If you're gonna come out here as anything, you might as well have come out here as slash thief. You know, slash black mage I guess is giving you more MP, but you don't need much MP to actually kill City as a summoner. I want to say it's like 6 carbuncles, maybe 7 in my estimation. On the other hand, it's literally 1 courier carry, so. But there are people who will do whatever needs to be done to kill an NM. Even if I had Summoner, I would never come out here as Summoner to do that. And that to me is like a crazy thing. It's just way more complicated than it needs to be. So much room for error too. Like if you're pet swapping, you know, you run far away, he can still run at you and do Dance Macabre and charm you, and then you lose claim. You know, it's if you're trying to solo it, it's there's a real risk at that. So we're gonna get our Call Beast cooling down here. Prometheans are one of the worst types of content ever created by Square Enix, in my opinion. It is so terrible. The whole experience is just awful. Thank you for the follow, Duke. Appreciate that. It's like, I want to help people get through and progress and all that stuff, but man, it is hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, I totally want to help you do Prometheans right now. Like, yeah, let me go and do that. Because it's just so terrible. Such a terrible event. And you have to do 3 of them. Not just 1, but 3. Like, COP really sets the tone early. and says, you know what, if you can't stand to do this content, you are not going to make it through anything that else that we have to throw at you. Because Primivian is so terrible. It's like a test of patience and will. And on a server where things are kind of buggy, you just don't want to deal with going up on a portal and like two other of your members end up not getting the portal or zoning out or black screening, or on the second to third floor portal ending up on a different third floor, because that happened when I did I think it was Holla or Dem, and it was like, oh man, really? Now we got to go back down a floor, and you guys got to go back down a floor wherever you are, and we got to figure out how we're going to meet up, and we have to kill the portals again to get a random pop to go up to the third floor and hope no one black screens that time. Like, it was just too much of a hassle, honestly. Just horrible. It's horrible game design. COP was so fucking terrible. The storyline was not that great either. The rewards were kind of meh. I mean, compared to Sky, there's no 5% haste pants, you know? Like, if you're counting absolute virtue, great. But you're really only comparing that to things like Kirin's Osode and such. You know, killing AV, that's a tall order. That's a tall order at 75. I don't even think it was beaten in retail until people got to level 80 plus, if I remember correctly. It was after my time, but I remember a friend of mine talking about that. Like, oh, it wasn't even beaten until people were level 80 something, you know. That's just kind of sad. And they put in this, you know, NM that existed forever, and it can only be killed using exploits, because there really was just no other way to do it. And releasing that video where they zoomed in on the text on us, man, that was that was like a what? What moment? What are you trying to say to us? You want us to zoom in on the text? You want us to see that you're using 2 hours in response to its 2 hours, and then people tried that and it didn't seem to work, and oh man, just all manner of business. I haven't even read what the actual strategy to kill absolute virtue is, because I don't care. Maybe out of curiosity, I'll do it on the toilet someday. I'll be like, how do you kill this thing? Because it was so convoluted. I mean, we killed it with the Wall of Justice once or twice. I can't remember. And we got to keep the items. And then after that, we tried it it popped maybe 15 times off Jailer Love. And every time it was just, okay, we're going to fidget with this thing. For the first, like, dozen or so tries, it was like, let's fidget with it. And then after a while, it was like, just let the stupid thing depop. We don't even care. Because there's no way to kill it. And you looked at that thing and you said, you know what? It feels like a wasted amount of game development. It feels like wasted content, you know, where literally we have the ability to pop this NM, and we do not have the ability or the strategy to actually kill it. And it drops some of the best items in the game at 75, and it was just really disheartening. That whole situation was just very disheartening. Square Enix totally dropped the ball on that, on Absolute Virtue early on. It just didn't make any sense. You know, and I'm all for, like, people figuring out certain things. Like, oh, yeah, you shouldn't stand in front of dragons because Dragon Breath will kill you. You got to stand on the paws. It won't spin. Like, there was certain, like, sort of built-in stuff that you said, oh, this is a neat trick. You know, you learned sort of how to do those strategies. And they became pretty rote in and of themselves. Just because you did them constantly, you know. It wasn't the little bits in the strategy weren't a big deal. But when you were teaching a new member and you were explaining to them how to actually kill an NM like Fafnir or Tiamat or whatever, you know, you realized how many little components there really are to those fights that you just sort of memorized. You take it for granted. You know, the first couple of times you did it, you know, you really paid attention to it, and then it became muscle memory to do after that. But when you were teaching a new player, you know, it seemed like, wow, I'm opening this person's entire freaking world to, You know, from you just XP parties to H&Ms is just a huge jump for a lot of people. It's not the same. It's just not the same at all. It's a whole nother ball game. It's the thing that you work for. It goes from it's little 6-man teams to okay, now you're gonna be working with 12 or more people in some cases, and you have to do coordinated strikes and things like that. But yeah, you really just didn't. You took for granted how complicated it actually was because you did it for so many years. It became just natural to you to do things a certain way. Like we would stand there and we would be waiting for Tiamat to pop because we camped that thing by Windows on our server long before the mergers, and we knew we had to be ready to claim it, position it, and just start fighting it immediately, and we got good enough to do that. But there were other times, early on where you were like, oh man, we gotta wait for X, Y, and Z to be here. We gotta be really careful about how we approach this thing, and then eventually, you're killing Tiamat in 20 minutes. And to see the progression of a link shell like mine and other link shells that were obviously very, very large and probably far better than mine ever was a glorious thing to see how we really dominated the endgame scene, across different servers. Like, there were some really great players in this game, really great video game players that played, this game, and certainly other MMOs too. There are big players that played WoW and big famous players, that played other MMOs like EverQuest and stuff. It was very the teamwork element, is the most impressive thing about it, and these days, I feel like the teamwork element in a lot of MMOs is boiled down to more of a personal responsibility kind of situation where everybody has to avoid their own red circles or whatever, like 14 is, and I don't know, that to me is not it's not enough layers to that for me to find satisfaction in that kind of gameplay. But I find satisfaction in this gameplay. I mean, I always did. FF11, there's certainly some things I freaking hate about it. And I've talked about those on the stream before. The vagueness of text boxes is one thing that I cannot get behind. Overuse of the words like enhance and augments, and how the definition of those things varies so greatly from piece to piece that it's a nonsensical word. It doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. The meaning is lost because you don't know what the hell augment and enhance actually physically means, in reality. So just stuff like that, things like that. It's getting close to bedtime, so we're going to be done here in about 10-20 minutes, I think. We're getting there. Oh, you put up the damn spikes. I hate the spikes. The spikes are terrible. I should have cast Sneak long before that. Alright. 25-36 on the first course. Thanks, man. I'm glad you found me. Oh, that's Stonga 3. Get behind this course here. I want to cast Dia on it. Let's see if I can get into a spot here where I'm comfortable casting Dia. Oh, no. You stay over there. Shoot. I hit the wrong button. Sometimes that happens, guys. You just hit the wrong damn button. Alright, 2536 on course number 1. We'll just put number 1 here. Oh, there's the spikes. So that's going to slow shit down a lot. That's so annoying. Like, it literally will add like 40 seconds to a kill sometimes because of how often it paralyze procs. Other times, it doesn't proc at all, and you're like, sweet. But yeah, it's just, ugh. I hates it. He's casting ice spikes again. Just to make sure he had ice spikes on, he's casting them again. It's not like Courier Carry has Dispel Claw or anything. Though that would be pretty awesome. Oh, you're gonna be paralyzed? Oh, good, good, good. Kill it. Kill it. Alright, good, it's dead. Now come kill this one. Do it. Do it. Good. I like it when they move a little farther back. It gives me more room to work with. Alright. So we're gonna get our sneak back up in case the scorpions get a little feisty. Alright, and we're looking at 2733 for the next respawn on that one. That's number 2. So, on average, it takes me, I would say, 2 rewards. But it does depend on the spikes problem, and it depends on the spell selection. But generally, that's what it takes. I'm going to search the zone. Just want to know if there's going to be any competition here. No, that Black Mage left, or that Summoner left, so looks like I'm all alone here. That's good. That's a curse move, invokement. Oh, it missed. Good. Because I don't like that move at all. Get the sneak back up. Shitty sneaks all night, though. I'll give you a reward now, Courier Carry. So yeah, you know, Absolute Virtue was such a shit stain on this game for so long. Can't even believe that they were so, it became like their baby at some point there in like 2007 and 2009 or something. Like, they just didn't, maybe even before that, you know, that it's probably before that. They just didn't want to nerf it. They wanted to keep that mob at exactly the same difficulty, and it was impossible to kill at 75. It just didn't make any logical sense how the hell you would go about fighting that freaking mob. Alright, so that one's 30. Nope, that one's not 30. That one's 29:53. That's number 3. Okay, so let's rest because I know that is usually a minute and a half or so. 25:36. Yep, I got a minute and 15 seconds before I see the first course respawn. And I think we're doing pretty good. We killed all 3 of them before 22:30, which means we did it in 2.5 game hours. Then there's about 45 game minutes or so where we're sitting, waiting for the other one to spawn. So it might even be less than that. It might be like 30, 35 game minutes where we're going to see it. Where we don't do anything, you know, we're just waiting for basically the clock to be ticking down. But we will probably see all 3 of these spawn a 3rd time if we time all this right. All right, so one of the strategies here is to use stay, so that if I have to summon it across the chasm here, it'll just automatically shoot over to me. But we want to be in a place where we can see all the spawn points. So the spawn points are the 3 where Citipati is, and over by that Gaspania over there. That's right ahead of me. That's another spawn point. So we got 6 seconds or so. So that's a course. That's good. Or not great, but I mean, we obviously want it to be Siddipati, but taking what we can get at the moment. Just avoid Sleepka here and get Dia on this thing immediately. And big scissors. Well, we got it before Ice Spikes. That's what's important. We want to make sure we can kill this thing before it puts a massive amount of Ice Spikes on. Because that sucks. Courier Carry takes these out in like 45 seconds to a minute or so. So yeah, there might be a little bit of wait downtime for us. Oh, nice. A 4-minute sneak, which is just going to get killed anyway when I cast Dia. It's nice to not have competition, and this mob generally doesn't have much competition. There's really not a lot of people out here that camp Siddipati. 2733. Okay. That one's going to be 3251 on number 1 again. What did I say on this one? 2733. Am I going to have to reward? So it's going to spawn here if it is a regular course. Otherwise, it may spawn anywhere if it's Siddipati. Okay, so Siddipati spawn then. Because it's not there. It's probably spawned in the back here. Yep, there he is. Hey, buddy. I actually like this spot the best. This is definitely the ideal spot for Siddipati to be spawning. That's not the best place for it to be standing, but that is just what we're going to have to deal with. Okay. So again, I don't have a familiar courier carry, but I'm not going to need it because Siddipati is weak to the blunt damage that it does, and yeah, it's really not that difficult. If I had familiar, I'd use it, but I gotta tell you, once Ice Spikes comes up, the difference is just freaking nullified. I feel like it's just very difficult to see a big difference between a familiar courier carry on a mob that's weak against the damage type already. It'll certainly do more damage. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but it's not to the point where like, oh, you require it or something. I almost feel like there's a larger requirement on it when it comes to the Tonberry Ninja NMs, because they blow up, and that Midgeon damage can do thousands. Like, it can do so much damage and kill you and kill your damn pet, or take it down significantly. And you know, the weapon skill selection sucks on Tonberries. You talk about throat stab, lateral slash, like they do a lot of damage. And managing something like a reward timer against that can be very challenging. But as you can see, this is a regular courier carry, right? And it's at 77%, Siddipati's at 52. And my courier carry is always level 75 because of Beast Affinity merit. And what we're looking for is just to make sure Dia doesn't fall down. And that's pretty much our main thing. So there's the other court, the course that actually spawns there. And that's that. But yeah, you know, AV was disappointing, and we had an Inertia Sash on our server. We had a Mars Ring. We had, I think, a Minerva's Ring. We had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of that good stuff. Hopefully that course doesn't come directly for me when I do that. Come on, get a good sneak. Yeah, 4-minute sneak. That's the bomb sneak. So, according to Ibar, Citipati links. So I assume it links while you're fighting other courses, but other courses don't link to it, which is great. Because this is really the best spot to be fighting it. It's just in this nice little spot here, because the Cutlass Scorpions don't come up here. That one only goes right there, and it doesn't even aggro you when you don't have sneak on, so... Well, I'm glad we got this. You know, we started here, we ended here. We got the NMs that we wanted to today. We killed Unger. We took out Lumbering Lambert for what it's worth. We took out... Shoot, what did we kill? We killed Nightmare Vase as well, which was cool. You know, I know you guys probably haven't seen much of a Nightmare Vase. Druid Slops. So I got Druid Slops, guys. That's the first time I've actually gotten the Druid Slops. I don't know what they go for, but they're not as much as the Harpy, that's for sure. I've been selling Harpies for 1.4. Druid Slops, I'm sure those are vendor. I can't imagine that they go for much. I'm gonna go find out right now on the website. Yeah. Druid Slops. Let's see. Druid Slops. 50K was the last sale. That's kind of insane. They were going for 10K before that. I don't even know who would buy these for... But okay. Like, okay, whatever. So I'm actually going to log out here because it's a safe place to log out, even if you log in the middle of the night. And chances are I'll be trying to kill Citipati again tomorrow. So thank all of you guys who stopped by the stream, and definitely for our new subscribers. We got a couple tonight, guys. Duke Jables, thank you very much. Binix, thank you very much for stopping by and giving me the subs and saying, hey, what's up? And talking to me in tells and all that stuff. So appreciate it. If you guys have any questions on Beastmaster or any other jobs that I play, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Until next time,